Alright, we're drafting some Dominaria, which is, in my opinion, the best set in Arena for drafting. Like, rewards, reading signaler rewards, good play since, like, there's no that many Hairmaker cards, like, in newer sets, and etc. But yeah, let's focus on this pack. This is pretty insane, actually. I know it's expensive and all, but vigilance and trample are good keywords. Especially those two together make everything a relevant threat, especially in a set where creatures are slightly overpowered. So if anything gets to 4 power, that's usually gonna be one of the biggest creatures on the battlefield. So, and it is a colorless card. What I don't like is playing this maybe in like it's less strong in like a control type of deck, but not in all controls. Like you still probably play it, still have creatures in control, but like blue black sometimes doesn't get enough creatures. So I might prioritize a creature deck here. Even it is like so excellent in like a heroic deck, even though white is kind of considered like a trap in this format. But if I have a card like that, I might even be biased towards drafting white. And now we get an interesting decision here because Journey Mage is the best card, and I think I'm still taking this. Like reading signals in this format is so important, so just taking the best card, other than maybe the Memorial, and this is insane in Saprolinks. So it's between Memorial and this for me. Other considerations are these two, which are a better fit, I think, with the Blade. I think I'm still going with the Journey Mage. I do prefer blue in this format over other colors, especially Wizards might be the strongest archetype. But I can see taking this because it goes with the first pick better. I'm gonna take the Journey Mage. Okay, Blink of an Eye, one of the better commons. There's also Blessing Eye, Bless Light. This card is pretty strong, but I mean, it's nothing like that would drag me into red-black. It's also like once people know about this and you're red-black, it's not that hard to play around it. But I think since the format is reintroduced, a lot of people will draft it for the first time. Even like the mythic drafters, so like what the season restart is, so like platinum drafters. Thinking Blink of an Eye, and I think this is the best card in the pack. Alright, and I like white blue. I think out of all white archetypes, the best. Or like just mono white, obviously. Mono white is a real deal in this set. Okay, so blue green is underwhelming, but this is a decent card. It's also like insane with the blade. Other cards, I mean, the Disciple is good in some aggro decks. Scholar would be just a fine pickup. I think this card is an alright playable, and we're cutting blue. But I think I'm going with this. This could be fun. I'm not entirely that confident this is the right pick just because the blue-green is so underwhelming, but yeah. Alright, never mind. Well, there's also the Chronicle, and we can go into Wizards, but I think with the Blade and this being in the pack and the Unicorn being in the pack, I'm going white here. There was no real red signal other than the Chronicle. But this card is really good. I can also see this being a sleeper, obviously. If we go green, we have Migration, which is, again, like really good with the Blade. But I kind of want to be white with an equipment like that. And this is one of the... Like, this just wins these two together. I mean, it doesn't give first strike, but yeah, you get the point. You can equip it there. Yeah, and white seemed like really open. And now if we go white, I can just take that in case we get the on Sarah Wings. Because other cards are... I mean, this is a decent card. This is a playable card. This is playable in green. But this is not bad at all. So... And debatably we have like our blue cards are the strongest. And if we go white short sword, otherwise Divination. I don't think Divination is that strong in white blue, but it's premium in all the other blue archetypes. Also green blue. I'm gonna take a short sword here just because I think white was decently open, and if people didn't move into it, we're gonna get rewarded. Otherwise, short sword is like by far a worse pick than Divination. But yeah, Syncopate playable if we go black, but then we have to ditch the blue cards. Then this is maybe even like really strong with that, but we haven't seen much black. I'm just gonna take a Syncopate here. Sorry. We can still be anything. But like, okay, that's a good pickup. Arcanist is pretty playable, not great in blue white. But this is one of the better, if not the best. Maybe Blast Light or this might be the best. I think this is better than Blast Light in white. Like the best white common. Also like the Life Linker, obviously, the 2-drop, but yeah. We passed a lot of white. I mean, we made some compromises there. But yeah. Okay, this is a good card if we go green. But I think I want to take one of these. This sometimes is alright. It's not like I'm gonna take it. I don't necessarily want to play this, but it's a hard card to play around, so it makes the decisions for our opponents worse. I think we're moving into these color again. I mean, there's a consideration for black white if it's gonna be completely open, or even blue. I guess this might be the best card, blue red. This is pretty late, but yeah, I mean those are not really good cards. I guess this maybe some weird ramp deck with Groon and be blue. I don't know, but then you get better ramp. I'm just gonna take this card. And another one, but this is sometimes alright. Depends what cards you get. It gets you closer to the blade, and you have 3 historics. But I'm taking the 4/5. I don't think this card is good. It's just too many. There's too many tempo efficient cards in this format. Like you bounce it once and I mean you still get a token. I'm taking the Drake. I mean we're kind of set to be blue here, and blue is deep enough. I think we're just blue white. Like we could take a runner here. It's a 2-drop, or Sentry is a good flyer. But I guess this and this usually wheels. Obviously cast down. Like these are fine cards to play, but or like Migration would be good in green blue. I'm taking this. Okay. Well, we only have one card now, but the upside of this card is so freaking high. There's also a Surveyor, which is also premium here. This is usually a trap, but when it gets there, it's completely insane. I'm still taking the Surveyor here. I think this is too good of a card to pass, and our deck is good enough. It's a body to put the equipments on, and it is a historic card. This only works with Quenda right now. It kind of will drag other people into this color, but like if this wheels, I'm happy about that. So I'm taking Surveyor. Oh wow, Fight with Fire. That's one of the better non-rare cards. Well, we can take a Blessed Light, we can take Sergeant. I think first Blessed Light, pretty important. It's an expensive removal, but it does the job. We haven't really, I mean, we've seen some red, and red to blue would probably work out here, but this equipment kind of dragged me into blue white, and it feels like blue white is decently open. So I don't mind that. And then we get a 2-drop. I'm still taking a 2-drop here over Sergeant. Just because we need cheaper stuff. We need to start the game early on. Like we need a curve. Like this is an aggressive deck in a way. It's really hard to draft white non-aggressive. Another Blessed Light. I'm not unhappy about that, but it's a pretty expensive card. There's also a pretty late eviscerate, so I think the black would work maybe out. Oh, okay, land or cursor. I think since we're aggro, cursor is better, but this land is one of the better lands. I could see taking the land here, but the cursor is the best white common, I think. I'm taking this. Taking that now, pretty important. We do only have, what, we have 3? I mean, it's still pretty playable. At 3 mana, 3/2, you tap like 1 creature down. Green-white would work out. But yeah, this would be also pretty good. This is a decent card. I mean, this is a really good card. I prefer the red one more, but this is still really strong. Dup, and we have 2 of these. I don't know, Arcane Flight. Maybe Arcane Flight can work here, actually. But on the other hand, we have 2 Cursors, so I don't think we will play that. I'm gonna take a Dup. That's a pretty late Wild Onslaught. And this gives, like, with the Quenda, it kinda combos. A Construct over this, I don't think we're splashing that. It's not worth a splash, I think. That's a super late offering, and another Wild Onslaught. Our green would maybe work out, I don't know. None of these could high roll, and I think we're too deep into these colors. Like, obviously people moved into white. But we're still having 17 playables, which is kinda on track. Decent removal. Bad curve, but we just need to prioritize 2 drops from now on. I'm happy playing the Scholar, even though we're in an aggressive deck, and it is a 3-drop. I'd rather have a 2-drop. Well, this is a 2-drop. It's not like that bad. I'd rather play this at 2 than a 2/3 at 3 in this deck. I do like the spider quite a lot, but we're not in green. Not a great rare. Destroyer lands. Another Surveyor or Blink. Kinda like Surveyor here. We already have 1 tapper. Although Blink is so strong. Might just take the Blink. 2 Blinks. Blast. How many creatures do we have? We have 11 creatures. This is a historic card. It's really hard to pass on a Surveyor, and we're quite expensive, so hitting land drops does work. Oh man. Are we splashing that? That card is absurd. How do you get past the Siege Gang because they're not in red? I don't think we can splash that. We're too heavy. Like, we don't have a single other red card. This is the best rare in the set. I'm taking the Knight. Like, Knight is a premium 2-drop, and we're lacking 2-drops. This is fine, but it's not a fit for this deck, really, because you don't want this in an aggressive deck, necessarily. We have 2 Surveyors, so it's not out of question to do that, but the Knight is such a good 2-drop. Passing the Siege Gang hurts. What does this do for us? Well, we have 2 Surveyors. I don't think we want the 3rd Blessed Light. It's a good card, but like, we're so expensive. This is also like pretty expensive, to be fair. But it does work with Surveyors. We get some value there. And we don't have anything else. Maybe still taking the Blessed Light. 2-drop. And a Lance with a Quenda. I think we still need a 2-drop more than... Like, this is also a good card, but like... Yeah, I would want that Lance. The signals are really weird. It's really sometimes hard to draft when the drafters are not really that predictable. And that often with like introducing it of a format, it comes with that. Like, that's a too late of an Adelis. We would have an insane blue-red deck with Siege Gang, Fight with Fire, Adelis. But white was like more open, so I just moved there. Short Sword, easy. I mean, Short Sword is better than Will, and we do have 2 tappers. Hopefully we get another early drop. Okay, that's a pretty good early drop for us. And this card is strong, but yeah, we're not there, so I guess a Trick or a Candle. I think a Trick. And we cut probably 1 Blessed Light. Probably the Dup, even though Dup is not insanely bad in this deck. Well, we have equipments instead of enchantments, which is just better. I'm not in love with the Snapper, but it does kind of work with equipments, and if you're aggressive, although like just having a 6-drop in a deck like that can be a stretch. So this could maybe go, even though it flyers, this is not that bad. And it is a historic card. Are we splashing Jargle? I mean, Jargle is like a meme. But it's actually pretty good with 2 cursors. I'm gonna just pick it. I'm not playing Befundle here because we have enough playables. Just in case we think we can make that work. I think it's more of a meme than anything, but yeah, we already have the will, and I don't think I would maybe play 2 in some decks. Maybe not in this one though, since we have other equipments. Yeah, Torn Elemental pick 12. It's weird, like, cause red was open, green was open, white was open. I guess blue wasn't really that open at the end, but what can you do? And we don't even have that many blue cards, that's the thing. Like, we could maybe even move into Siege Game, but it was pack 3. And there was a Knight. We would have to ditch all the blue cards though. I'm satisfied with the deck. It's fine. Like we can win some games. It's not that great of a deck, but we do have a bomb, and we do have a decent curve and synergy. I think 16 lands with 2 surveyors is fine, since like 2 of these probably count as a land, and we're like not that great at. I guess Syncopate could go from this deck. We're actually tapping out each turn. Syncopate is a good card in this format though. Let's see. Executioner is a maybe. I kind of like all the other 2s. I like all the 3s. And I think I'm playing the Snapper, and could just add a Flying Aura or something. Or Dup. Even though we don't have on Sarah Swing, but Snapper is like just has some really good matchups. So we have 2 cards to add. Guess like we could play another Blessed Light also, but I'm not a big of a fan. I guess the Construct could potentially go. I think Flight in this deck, even though it's Flight or Dub. Both are pretty good. Flight is better against like well, we do have 2 cursors, so Flight gets like a bit worse. But pumping +1/+1 means we dodge like a cheap Shivan Fire sometimes, I don't know, but if they have mana up. I think Dup might be better. Make these like surveyors actually way more playable. I mean way more relevant. And 1 more card, so it's either Blessed, like we could add both of the equip enchantments and just go like a bit of an all-in type of deck. 15 we have 6 artifacts and 1, so 7 things to tap down. This would be good. That's the problem with white decks, you just don't get enough. Thing is, this would also be like quite insane with 2 cursors and that, but we would have to splash, so then what, like, it is actually possible, minus an island, plus a swamp, then we have 3 sources for this splash, but I don't know, then I think we just rather play another Snapper. Which is also these, I mean, this does hit for a lot. How many creatures do we have? 15. 15 is enough. I'm not hating on Blessed Light here. Let's kill everything. Let's go. Alright, that's definitely a keep. The format is slow. Starting with a 3-drop is not a big deal. 2 cursors, everything gets flying. Okay, if we play against black, we really want that 4/5. We can't play against blue-black, especially. The 4/5 is just the 6 mana 4/5. It's really good against blue-white. Blue-black. We get land this, otherwise cursor. I think we're going for that. It has potential to deal 3 damage in. We're still gonna play the cursor. Or now we can play that. Is that better? Knight against black. But like short sword we don't need to play now, so I guess it's still cursor. And then we get another tap, which doesn't matter that much. Okay, they're gonna. Okay, that sucks. They have infestation. So do we want to save the tap or no? Well, we can save it after the infestation, I guess. Okay. It's not like a removal spell. It's not that bad. It's not a 2-for-1 exactly. It sets us back on tempo though. I think we save this. Since if we get the land, we can double spell. Otherwise, Grace is really good. Or Grace, the Knight of Grace. Okay, sure. Run through these. And now again, if they have another one, but it's gonna be really hard to. Well, it's not that hard to play around it. We're just not attacking, right? We'd have to tap this down. I guess like equipping this, plays around it, and playing the knight. Doesn't seem like there's a stop though. I guess I'm just going for the upside. if it is, it is. It's not like the end of the world, but kinda set ourselves back pretty hard. But it doesn't seem... I mean, there was no priority, now they're holding priority. I mean, I think in real life, when not reading arena signals, I would play the sword here, so maybe that was just unnecessary. But it doesn't seem like they have another one. Because these two are kinda similar in this spot. Like, this will attack through stuff, it's a 3-2. Oh, this is more, a little bit more, like, it's 4 damage compared to maybe 3. I can double spell. Pretty good. Okay, Blink of an Eye is fine without a value, so... They actually casted everything without a value, so that's really good for us. We kinda like, by being aggressive, we got value by them not playing the, the value cards out. It's just these two. Yeah, we're playing blue-black, so if we get a 4-5, that's like really hard for them to beat. Funny how like a common can be so good against an archetype. Well, they have one, but that's fine. I'll tap that down. I don't really attack through it, but like we can attack with these two obviously. Get a land here. Seems alright. Doesn't matter where we tap that much since we're only attacking with 2 creatures. I think these two... This is a better blocker. Well, not necessarily. Might want to block with that. If we even block, I mean, if they attack, we have such a good attack, so... Still attacking with this. Would block these, but these are not really attacking through like 1-2, 1-3. So just in case they want to go for like a weird attack, but even then I don't think we're triple blocking. That's just too sketchy. There are removal spells, and cursor is too important now. That's how we win the game. Double cursor. Yep, one is down. Parts. Back with these two. Well, we can equip. I think again Knight makes more sense. Oh, we don't need to leave it there since they cannot kill that, so it's either here and 4, like 3 to 4 toughness, doesn't really matter that much. So I guess it's just on the unicorn maybe. Have a potential double block, because like right now we don't care about losing. Well, I guess here it would be maybe better because the double block is so good there. Okay, we lose that, but that's like, this card is not doing anything right now. They want to get that back. We just take one. Well, they use the whole turn. Get a land. They really need a land. Okay, they need a land, so like we can just block like that. Not take any damage. They might be splashing something. Okay, so now if we kill one, they have 3 blockers, but they can block all 3. 3, so I guess we equip this. Oh wait, this would be more damage. I actually missed on 1 damage. I don't know what. No, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Just doing this. 4. Yeah, it's a 1-turn clock or a 2-turn clock, however you want to put it. And I guess we put this actually here. Since I like this block, I think, more than this block. We anyhow have to block with the trapper. Okay, okay. They're memeing. Wait. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, which one lost this ray? Exalt permanent control. Okay, so they're not losing life here. Interesting. We can also not kill that because it has hexproof. So you just need to, whenever you lose life, which one lost this way? Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. So they need to gain life, otherwise they're not getting any value from this. Otherwise it's just straight up downside. I guess the damage does get prevented. This, but they're gonna sack a bunch now. And now I think I like just both Pegasus is here because we don't dodge anything here, right? That was just bad. I'm gonna do the same play. Yeah, I mean, what else can we do? 6 damage is sack, 6 permanents. Or exile the cards, but yeah, we need to get through that. Exile 4 cards and then this. Okay, now we can maybe go for like just swing all next turn. I'm gonna leave those here. Might be wanna re-equip and use that or something. Divination gets them cards. This is like just like a really weird fog effect. Well, that's a problem. That's a big problem. 1 card there, 2 cards there. I mean, we can trade for that and then attack. We can also just swing all. Kill 1, swing all. 5, and they start sacking. I think we just actually attack with this because they don't have good blocks at all. Kill that. We lose 2-7. They can still sack a bunch of stuff. They have a lot of permanents. So I guess we do just attack with that. They have a black permanent, right? It's not a creature, yeah. It's fine. I can get that back. Ow. Okay, they can kill that, but then we equip here. They're actually hanging on. We just force this trade, I guess. I'm gonna do this because like the sooner we start, might be wrong though, but yeah, like we have to get rid of that. And now we're fine. Just play that as a creature. Could just leave it as a bounce spell, but I think everything is trading now with these. Anyhow, they can get that back. But this wouldn't bounce the 4-5. So like, at least now we have something to block that. We need a land. Okay, Rona, that's a good card. That's a really good card now. 4 cards. Okay. Drake is a flyer. Oh, we need to tap out for that. We need to trade, which I don't necessarily like. I think we need to force them to either 4 cards. That would be 6-7 damage. I think what we do is still this. This attack is just too good, and they can just kill that. Force them to sack. And I have 2 here. Could also just play this as a 2-2, but if we make this a 4 and have enough lands, we can dodge this. This card is actually interesting. First time playing against that. And like, I did a lot of drafts. Okay. Now I think we just play this out. The reason is they have to use this here. Well, they don't have to. So another play would be equip here. Should have blocked that one maybe. This equip, but I didn't know about this. I'm gonna just equip there and pass. Is this attack? This trades for the snapper. That's how we get rid of that. And this is a 4/4. Okay, we have our own. Pretty good. Just go this because they cannot kill it. And this is like really hard for them to deal with. They need a Death Toucher, which actually exists, the 6 mana one. Okay, so deals with that. What, they killed that? No, okay. Yeah, we got them. I like the keep here. The blade can be insane. We have 2 lands. We can play 2 cards, 3 cards we can play already, and we are on the draw. This is interesting now because this can tap something down, but we don't have mana. I think I'm gonna keep the short sword. It might backfire, but it's so good at tapping stuff. And now probably this. They can syncopate it. I don't want to get the knight syncopated, otherwise I would play the knight maybe out. Okay, land is great. So this, and then they cannot really block. This curve is pretty sick actually for this format, even on the draw. We're getting lucky with the lands. And double spell. Obviously, we just attack. We could just short sword equip and that kind of plays around the syncopate. Other play would be short sword Drake. Like short sword, we kind of want to keep as well. They will counter the next thing we play, but like I think passing with a removal up. Well, let's see. Let's attack first. I think then we just jam the blade. If like okay, but if they kill something, then we need a creature, so they can just start killing creatures. They get us on tempo maybe. So I think playing a creature makes more sense. Okay, that sucks. I did not expect that. It's a rare. But yeah. Play that. Just go knight. Still playing this out. This dodges the knight dodges the Shivan Fire. They need to pay full price for it. Okay, now we can tap down or just kill it. That's another option. And how many wizards do they have? This is also a problem. So we can double spell or play that in equip. Tap another thing down. Well, we could maybe force the trade, but since we have this, it's not that bad. I mean, this makes their wizards better. Not just attack. They're gonna block. Maybe that was wrong because we still tap something down. We still have a creature. Yeah, Journey Mage kinda sets us back a bit, but like we would be in the same situation to trade. Just gonna go 2 creatures here. Since Journey Mage is a fine play. Definitely didn't want to bounce that. So that we can bounce 2 cards. Icy is a problem. Especially with equipment. I want to bounce that. So they'll tap this down. So we go for the attack. And then play more creatures. I'll tap this down, yeah. This is actually doing nothing right now because of Icy. That's how good the card is. Can maybe... yeah, okay. They mill themselves. Kinda makes sense. Especially if they have the thingy that brings back instants or sorceries. This card is strong when it comes to these stages of the game. Yeah, that we can bounce, although... now this cannot attack. Well, they're tapped out. Wait. We just bounce. No, that doesn't make sense. Could attack with these two. Then they block. Not getting a land is such a problem here. Or we could attack for... if we bounce the Drake. And then they have to, like... the problem is we don't have a plan against the 4/4 then, so... well, I guess we can attack for 4. Otherwise we attack for 7, they go to 3, but I don't think that's, like... that doesn't get us that far, so I think we just... do this play. I don't like the trade since we have the short sword. Not that it matters much. Well, where do we want it is a bigger question. Because they will tap down. These they can block, but that's 1 damage. So we definitely don't want it to the cursor. So either Drake or the Knight, but I think it's just Knight. I don't think they're in a position to attack. Pretty good. Journey Mage. And Adelis, okay, that's a problem now. Adelis is a problem. 1 card. Now removal is not the most efficient. I think we need to take this. Well, we do get rid of a wizard, but... what is our plan then? Five, 6, 7, 8. We can cast this plus have this up. They'll tap this down, then they can block this. So I guess it's the same thing. If we get rid of the Adelis, that's fine. I don't think we can play around an opt. Well, okay, that's a problem, yeah. But there's not much we could have done. Trades for that is bad. Attacking is... does this have a free attack? They just block. Okay. Playing these out. Hope we dodge a move. Divination. Hope we dodge at least that's not a... yeah, those are not like pump spells, so they still have to be careful how they attack, and we have good blocks here. Well, debatably good blocks. Icy is so annoying, especially because equipments are such a huge part of White's game. Okay, I'm gonna block this. Well, they do get rid of the Courser. It's our only... maybe our only way to win. They did offer us that. Tap this down anyhow, but then they have like better tabs. This can maybe attack. I'm gonna take this. We don't have a. We're not winning this game if we risk our creatures. Okay, let's think this through. This needs a something, but then like these two get a palm. They'll tap this down. We attack for 3. It's a 2-turn clock. We're on 18. We could be die. We could just die here. But yeah. But if we equip both there, well, it's the same amount of damage. They have to tap this down, and then it's 3. It's a 2-turn clock. You go to 3. And then this, does it change anything? I mean, we probably want it here just because it blocks the creatures. It blocks the 3/2s. I mean, it might matter to still have it there, to be fair. Since we're screwed on mana, kind of. Equipping it. I mean, it might matter because of casting the Journey Mage next turn. But we're in such a bad spot if they get a spell and we don't have this here. Because now they don't have really that great of attacks. Yeah. Okay, now we can get a 2. Well, we can still attack like with this 3. They're gonna still tap this down even if we have it here. So it's either like bouncing that or just them double blocking and less lighting. It's kind of similar. This adds another creature to the board. But we give them the info earlier. Shouldn't matter that much. But they have to tap that down, yeah. It's kind of the same effect. Yep. That was a close game. Okay. That's a really good hand. Again, I think we saved the Sage Sword. It's like... The Trappers are a real thing, although like it can't come up with the extra mana. We don't have a Trapper yet. I'm gonna play it out. Just because if we get a 2-drop on 3, it's like it's either way, like tap or you get a tap or you get the 2-drop there, so whatever you feel like drawing, I guess. They're tapper, so it's a mirror, but they are mono white. Yeah, we're just passing here. They're gonna tap this down, but what can you do? Double block I also don't like. Well, this has double strike next turn. Okay, they don't have a short sword or anything cheap. So I guess we just play this attack with that and this. This still blocks there. I mean, they have something to tap down. We actually don't want them to gain life. This is 4. They gain 4 back, but they have a pretty good swing, so maybe we just keep everything back. We have this to kill the tapper next turn. I know 4 damage seems good, but yeah, they have any artifact. Now they just don't have attacks. Okay, that's an aggro deck. So now there can be a reproach. We can play around the reproach, putting that here. We can play around the reproach, even like short sword on the knight plus dup. I mean, dup on the cursor is then better, since it gets first strike, so everything gets double strike now. What if we just do that and swing all, re-equip then? Well, they can kill, I guess, the Quende. I like dup on the cursor, just attacking with that maybe. I mean, obviously this as well. What they can do is double block reproach, but that's a 3 for 1. I mean, it's a 3 for 2, but that's fine. I guess they don't have reproach. I think they would have done that. I don't know. And then this gets equipped here, maybe. I don't know if you even want to equip, but they have to tap. They have to play something here. So when they tap down, we don't care if we spread it around. And this is still 5, but they can deal damage and then reproach. I mean, they can have their own blessed light, I guess. I'll play around reproach here. Even if they just start jumping. This now completely plays around that. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Have 2 blockers. The thing is, we still want to do the same attack and use Blessed Light. Okay, now they're not tapped out. We get also a 3-2, which is a 6 power attacker. I guess they didn't have an approach, but I think it was correct playing around it. They always had the 2 mana up. Now we can swing all. Take these 2. And even if we lose this, we're not in that... Well, we can just give this flying. And this cannot really get blocked that easily. We have this to get a 2 for 1 block down. This card is quite insane when you have like all first strikers. Okay. This gains them life, but we don't care that much about that. So Unicorn is a decent pressure here. I'm gonna put vote on the... That's wrong. Might be wrong because they just have something. I guess we just want 1 here just to block that. We don't care taking the 3 damage. I think we want these on the double strikers just because this is so good. Like this hand, we have Disciple Surveyor, this, or Disciple Cursor Surveyor. We get a blue source. Surveyor is like just such a handy creature in this format. Even if you're 2 colors, it's just value. Often, like, even it's a relevant blocker. Well, against black, they might have Infestation, and then these one toughness creatures are pretty bad. But what can you do? Okay, Mardu? Or Mardon't? It's usually more like Mardon't and limited, but who am I to judge? Might be the player that took the Siege Gang and we get completely annihilated here. I mean, if they approach that, that's fine. I think we want to be mana efficient with the cursor. This can still mean a tap or something later on, or unblockability or something. So right now we have the lands. We don't really need the extra land. I'm trying to figure out what's the... Okay, that's a card. It's definitely a card, but depends how good how good it is in their deck. I guess Tapper first. Swing boat, we take 7. We take 9, which is half our life total, so we might want to leave the cursor back. Yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. Attack for 7. This we can block. Now we just have to play this. Oh, we can take another hit, but that's pretty sussy. Only had an instant speed, flash, historic creature. Would trade that for the familiar. I don't think that's bad actually. Card is annoying and they're missing land drops. So I'm gonna attack here. And if they take it, we... Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on, but we got 3 damage in and that might mean the difference. And now if they play something to untap this turn, we can tap it down again, which might matter. 5 cards, we know those are not lands. They're on fire and they play the Traxxas. So that's the splash. Okay, I guess she went flyer on the splash if they have surveyors. It's actually not that bad. Now we can tap this down swing all. One dead removal, and we have a lot of removal in this deck. I mean, we have 3 blessed lights, and the blink of an eye would be really good in this spot. Could also do some triple blocking and stuff, but not that they lose 4, 6. I think that's our best shot at winning this. Even though the flyer can attack as well. This at least we get them low enough that they will have to respect the tap with the trapper, so maybe they leave creatures back and that's kind of the same then. Leaving this back, but if we don't do that, like this cannot attack, so I think trappers are out here. Yeah, but using the Traxxas like that, kind of bad feeling, but that just happens sometimes. I don't think they can leave it untapped. So we have the trapper. They're just gonna go all in. Problem is we get to 2, but we can block that. We definitely need to block this. We could. What if we chump? And then we tap this down. 1, 4, 5. Like we need to then top deck a historic play. Spell 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's not good enough. And we cannot take the damage. No wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. It's one short. I think I would go for it if it was lethal, but 7, 2, 9, 11. Yeah, so I guess you just have to block here. And then hope they cannot untap this. Wait. This is +3. This would actually be lethal. Is it still lethal? 5. This is 5, 6. +4. Wow, it's lethal. It is lethal. Doesn't matter where we put it. Wow. That was lucky. I mean, we have a decent curve. Take it on the play. And the knight can just like host some decks, like, depends which colors they are. And now it's questionable. This has a higher upside, while this can attack through anything, so I guess it's just the knight. I mean, the cyber would also be these, but this is 2 damage. Okay, against black, this should be good. All we need to worry is about the reproach. And blink against the lance is one of the better tempo swings. It's still like, even if you cast it for 2 sometimes, it's not like if that efficient on mana sometimes, but yeah. It's a good play. Especially if you start early. Well, we can attack with the knight. Let's attack first, because maybe they have the infestation. Could also leave that back and trade. They lose the whole turn. And they trade. Then we have a lot of power on board. I think I'm kinda on the blink next turn plan. Oh, they have the infestation. No? Well, they get this then. But I don't think we're playing around that. Oh, they cannot even target that. Okay, okay, never mind. This is pro black. And now we know they don't have the infestation, which is good. And equip, yeah, we take what, 4 damage, they gain 4, but then they lose a turn. Guess they can play. This card is really good. This card is just really good in this format. Do we have one? That's the question. I guess we don't, because we took the short sword. Short sword, I think it's just more efficient on the mana. The best draw would be, I guess, Journey Mage we cannot cast. Equip? No equip? Yes, equipping. This is a pretty sick combo, actually. And now we have to decide, do we go for the tempo or do we go for the card? And usually, like, maybe going for the tempo might be better here. What is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage next turn, 8 this turn. Obviously, like, there are some cards that punish us. They have a blocker that's bigger than our creatures. That punishes us. But then we have a flyer. I think we just have to go for the tempo efficiency here. This is just too good. There's no protection spell, I think, so we can do it when they attack. And if they don't attack, we do it end of turn. I know they can gain life, but if you get any spell, that's so freaking good. Other play would be just like try to get this on 4, but they have so many cards, it's so hard to get them on card advantage here. So I think tempo plays are just make more sense. Now they're really limited to playing that, because they need to gain life. Still a 2 mana unsummon. Nothing wrong with that. That's annoying, but okay, that's a really good draw. That gets us also another power here. So we just swing out. Just use that. 3, 4, 5 plus 3. Keeping that just makes like all our draws insane, like all our historic draws insane, and we haven't drawn really any, so we still have all the 6 and 7 in the deck. Now it has to be the Unicorn, I guess. Like everything that gains life is annoying, but for us, but yeah, they're on 7. Okay, we're top decking insanely well here. It wouldn't be that bad if we didn't get anything, because they are still on the, they still have to chump, right? I mean chump, like trade. With trading is alright for us, because they only gain 2. Because once they equip, they start gaining 4, but we have to deal with the Pegasus somehow. But this was kind of lined up really well, and I think the crucial part of this game was deciding between if we want to go tempo or if we want to go like if we want to get an extra card. But like since they had 5 cards, I don't think we beat their if they stabilize, I don't think we beat their hand. So I like the tempo play there more. Alright people, I know I didn't finish this, it's 5 wins in, but I unfortunately don't have any time gonna upload this. Thank you so much for watching. We're at 5-0. Hopefully this trophies in the future. Make sure you follow the Draft Lab, follow all the other members of the Draft Lab as well on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube, and everything is also in the description below. Have a nice one.